Hi, everyone. Welcome to this week's edition of the Carvel Community Meeting. Today's date is April 10th, 2024. If you're watching this recording from home, I encourage you to come join us live. We meet every second and fourth Wednesday of the month at 8 a.m. Pacific time. It's an opportunity for you to come and listen in on what the maintainers are working on, provide feedback, meet other members of the community. You can ask questions if you need help with any of the tools, or if you have suggestions. Anything and everything, we welcome y'all to come join us live. You're also welcome to just listen in. So for those that are on the call and you have something you want to bring up, just put that down in the discussion topic section, and we'll get to it after all the other agenda items. If you are unable to join us for these meetings and you still want to get in touch with us, there's plenty of ways to reach out. You can find us in the Carvel channel on the Kubernetes Slack workspace. You can email us. You can find us in GitHub within any of our project repos. And you can find us on X at Carvel_dev. If at any point you are interacting with us or other members of the community, we ask that you please read and abide by our code of conduct, which is linked here, and it's found throughout all of our repos. And if you are using any of the Carvel tools, we'd like to know more information about how you are using them. So we created this pinned issue. A similar issue is pinned throughout all of the repos based on each particular tool, but this one's more of kind of all-encompassing. So we ask just information about yourself, your organization, your use cases for using Carvel, and also optionally, although strongly encouraged, is to add a logo of your organization so that we can add it to the adopters file. This is just a way for us to kind of get more of an understanding how others are using the tools to help us further our development, and then also for the community to see how the tools are being used so they too can understand how they can use them for their own needs. So we would really appreciate you. It's just a really good thing for us to have. For those that are on the call, just a reminder to put your name and optionally your organization that you represent in the attendees section here. Just helps us keep track of everyone who's attending these meetings. Onto announcements, we don't really have anything here. No releases. I believe maybe some might be happening in the next week or two, but when that happens, we'll be sure to announce it in all the channels. Status updates on some stuff. I haven't gotten a chance to work on the steering committee TOC proposal. My week kind of got away from me last week, and it's already Wednesday, and it's crazy. I haven't gotten to touch it, but same with the incubation work. I will definitely dive into it before the end of the week, but just wanted to let y'all know where that's at for right now. I know that it's very important. It's at the top of my list, so we'll get to it ASAP. And then any updates on the project roadmap stuff? I know last I heard from Joel about this one, the release package repository as tar is, he said it might be a few weeks from then for any updates. Not sure if anyone knows anything different.
I have a bit of context, so it's still a few weeks. No updates as of now.
Okay, sounds good. And then the dependency management, sounds like Praveen updated the proposal based on feedback, and you're looking for another round of review.
Yeah. So I updated the proposal this morning based on all the feedback I received so far. So let me know about that if you have any other comments or any questions.
Cool, okay, so yeah, if anyone wants to take a look at this and give us some feedback. Praveen, do you have a timeline on when you would like the round of reviews to finalize?
I am right now working on other things, so I guess 1 week for the second round and then another week for lazy consensus, I guess. So maybe by the next community meeting.
Cool. All right, thanks, Praveen. Any questions or comments on that? All right, cool. So I put some stuff in the backlog area, just saw a couple of things that Lee Capilli had put in the Slack that he had created. I was just wondering if the team had a chance to look at either one of these, and if so, if there are any updates.
There are a
Just
few.
quick question. Did Lee reach out to you? 'Cause I think those were put up by Max.
I didn't quite catch that. What was that?
He was asking if Lee reached out to you because these were put up by Max, actually.
I thought Mamachenko was.
Oh, no,
Oh,
that's Max. Yeah, that's Max.
oh. What is Lee's?
I don't remember really.
That's so funny. Totally thought this was.
Oh, that's Stealthy Box.
Ah. Whoops. Okay, well. Brought up by Max. Are there any updates on these?
First PR is merge, and we do have a release schedule for next week, so it should be released as part of that. It was not merged. Oh, this is in kapp-controller. So the vendor one is merged, and once we have vendor release, we can bump it in kapp-controller, and this should also get resolved.
These two are tied to vendor.
Not this one.
Yeah, that's what I was.
Sorry. This one is tied to vendor, not the other one.
This one is tied to vendor, and this one is not.
Oh, yeah, that's a different one, actually.
Okay. So this one is expected to be part of the release in the next week or two.
Yep.
Okay. Remember this one? I saw Samek, you put a comment in 4 minutes ago.
Yeah, just now. So essentially, when we are doing things locally, which is something we do when we are running the def command or like releasing packages locally, we have to mock some things that happen on the which require kapp-controller to talk to a cluster. And as of today, downward API is not mocked. Downward API essentially allows folks to fetch some information from the cluster while reconciling. And I guess like a first thing we can commit to is like in the next release, we sort of get rid of the panic so that folks can still go about their business. But eventually, I think we should allow people to supply certain values and say that, oh, this is what we want the value to be when it's mocked. So yeah, that's about it with that one. But initially, we don't want this to block folks, and then we can work towards like helping folks more, I guess.
Okay, thank you. Any questions or comments on this? Okay. Moving on to discussion topics. So we missed the deadline for the Google Season of Docs submission by 45 minutes. And it broke my heart. And it's definitely a learning lesson, that we definitely, need to put in buffer time for edits and people to look at things and all that before a deadline. So, and if you're unable to do it, please let me know, whether that's CFP proposals or these Google Season of Docs, Google Summer of Code, et cetera, et cetera. I'm here to help. So if there's at any point, you're unable to put something together, reach out ahead of time so I have time to do it and get all the work in that's necessary. But thankfully, with this proposal, we have someone who's got quite the extensive experience with tech writing on my team, who happens to have some availability to work on this over the course of the same timeline I proposed. Abby, do you want to talk about this, or you want me to keep going and then sort of open things up? Or
Yeah, if you want to talk more about, because it's your proposal, so if you want to talk more about it.
okay, cool. So the proposal itself, this is something, so Abby had brought some of this to our attention when she did a docs review for us. Feels like a year ago, I don't know. Maybe 8 months ago, I don't know. We just never had a chance to work on any of the items. So we were trying to get this into the Season of Docs to get a tech writer hired on. If you're not familiar with Season of Docs, they provide funding for you to hire 1 to 2 tech writers to work on a project over the course of however long you think, up until November. So we have like a couple of items in here. So the project scope, update the Carvel devs landing page. So we want to have clear messaging on what Carvel is, what the problem it solves. Some of the details are provided of what that means to us, what we'd like to see. We also want, someone new to Carvel needs to learn why it exists and how it can help as an integrated suite. So having a clear user journey and talk about how Carvel can be used. Have an image to show how all tools are integrated. Then, we want to have documentation for secretgen-controller to be added to the website. This has been a pain point for us that we just haven't had time to do. So if you are unfamiliar with what's going on, so kapp-controller and all other projects have their own website, their own page, but secretgen-controller just points to the repo. So we would like to have documentation that we can add to the website like all the other tools. We want to have clear we want to create a getting started guide for each tool. So something that's very basic, like start here if you're a new section for users, since the tools can be really complex, and what our feedback we have gotten is the onboarding of these tools is very difficult for those that are new to it, particularly with YTT and other tools. So we wanted to have something that's very clearly labeled, start here if you're new, and then add a section of like what's next, to help the readers know some related content after installing our getting started guide. we want to update our contributing guide to be more robust. So contributing guide on the website to point to docs that may be relevant to contributing, i.e. proposal template. Our contributing guide is, I think, sorely lacking. I think there needs to be a little bit more here. So like, this is a lot of this stuff is also pulled from the health checks that I've done for Carvel. So, one of the things that I've mentioned several times was the contributing doc, like creating proposals and this, that, and the other. There's not really information about what the steps are needed for, like, when do you need to create a proposal? When to create issues, what is the difference between, like, what is the life cycle of a proposal? All these different things. It's like the proposals might be in like the process area. Where is it? I know it's like in here. So there's just a proposals file, but I think in other repos, there's not really any information about when to create proposals, etc. So we need to have some sort of pointing to different docs that are relevant to contributing within our contributor guide. And then update our basic install guides for each of the tools. I go over kind of detail of what I'd like to see from this. Work that is out of the scope for this project, so any website infrastructure work. Estimate 6 months to complete. And then what skills would the tech writer need to work on this project? And this is the timeline. So all of this was part of the proposal that we'd put together for Google Season of Docs, but we can also use it for our own needs without now being tied to the Google Season of Docs. So, for example, for Abby, I'm allowing her time to get more onboarded onto the Carvel tools and familiar with everything. And what I'm hoping for is during this time, she has access to maintainers or any volunteers from the community that want to help her get more familiar with the Carvel tools, and so that she can ask questions to get maybe more of the technical aspects understood, things like that. So, Scott, I'd hate to call you out if you're interested, or Thomas, if you watch this later, I might reach out to him, or anyone else that's watching this and is interested in helping. And then, next we have like June, just by the end of June, mid-June, looking at like the draft of the landing page. What does it look like? Asking the team and community for feedbacks, yada, yada, yada. July, creating the getting started guides. August, update the basic install guide. So just kind of breaking down timeline of what it may look like to get the whole project scope completed. So this person thought yesterday that this was part of the Season of Docs, so I had to let them know that it wasn't funded. Anyways, so Abby, I don't know if you have anything you want to add to that.
Well, I think you have a great proposal there, and you did a good job doing an overview. I just wanted to kind of reintroduce myself. Like Nancy was saying, I kind of checked in with the community and did a review of your docs. It was September, and I don't know where the time has gotten to because it feels like yesterday. But anyway, yeah, so she reached out about actually helping to start doing some more of this work and getting some things written for the community. So that is the goal. I think in the getting myself onboarded is sort of what my first step is, like what Nancy said. So I'm going to try to poke around in the repo and on the website and submit some PRs just to get a feel for the process and interacting more in your community. So I hope to be attending these meetings more. And I am available on the Kubernetes Slack. So if you are interested in either working on any docs issues or helping with anything on this effort, please reach out there and in the Carvel channel, like I'll be around. And also I hope that people, I hope people in the community are excited about helping to update the docs. So I'm happy to be working with you and help provide guidance on writing docs or anything you're interested in. But I think what I'm going to prioritize is what's on Nancy's proposal. And then if there are other things that come up or other things that you'd like to see done within the community or within your doc set, just reach out or point me to an issue and we can kind of take a look at it. I'm very excited about this. So hope to be working more closely with all of you in the near future.
So, yeah, thank you so much, Abby. We're very, very grateful for your help with this. It's much needed. And it kind of eases the pain of not getting submitted time. It's like, well, actually, we have someone. So, thank you so much. And again, if anyone's interested, please let us know. We appreciate all the help we can get with this. And any comments or anything before we move on to the next item? Okay. I just wanted to point this out. I know I put it in the Carvel channel, like our private channel. And I know I put it in the public channel and I tagged Bryce. But yeah, this was just pretty scary. I think how much of a long game it was. How long, this guy was just slowly planting the seeds. Or multiple people, whoever, it could be like multiple people using the same GitHub account. And kind of earning the trust, et cetera, and like, as a lone maintainer working on the one repo by himself. And I know that open source software right now, like all of us are just, we're stretched very thin. And so it's really easy to, welcome any and every person that wants to contribute. And, we're really happy to have people help. But I think it also, like, this is kind of a cautionary tale to like make sure we're doing our own due diligence on folks that we are allowing to commit, and making sure we're looking through all of their code diligently, so that things like this don't happen. I know Carvel isn't as big as XZ utils, but Carvel is starting to get into a lot of, different software and stuff. So we just, especially like Tanzu products and things. So it could be just making sure we're all doing our part to this doesn't happen to us. And yeah, that's all I wanted to say. I know that Homebrew put out a thing saying like they don't think it could affect them, but just to be sure to like revert back to the previous release that they had of Homebrew. And I put that in the Carvel channel. So if you haven't read it, I encourage you to go read it and then look through everything. It's both heartbreaking and really fascinating at the same time. Cool. All right, enough about that. Bryce, got a pre-R added. I'll let you take it from here, and I'm gonna go grab my dog out of the backyard who is barking like crazy. I will be right back.
Sounds good. So this PR is continuation of the CRD upgrade safety pre-flight checks being added to CAP. This one here, in the proposal, there was a point made about the nuances of handling updates to existing fields in a particular CRD version. So this PR attempts to add a more generic, extensible validation method for evaluating changes to existing fields. So it'll determine whether or not there's a difference in a field, and then the idea is that you can add additional change validators to kind of say, okay, let me go check this particular field, and they have logic for handling one particular subset of the fields, and then evaluating whether or not there are any additional changes and returning that to the main validator that has that list of that subset validators. And then so what this change does is it also adds an initial change validator for evaluating any changes to the enum values for a particular field. So when you create a CRD and you go to upgrade it, if there is a enum value added to a existing field that already had enums, that's approved. If there is an addition of enums to a field that did not previously have enum restriction, it's rejected because that's more restrictive and could break some clients. And another scenario where it's rejected is if the change results in removal of any enums from the previous allowed enum values. So this captures particularly issue number 916 and includes a fix for that. But just wanted to share I just created it yesterday. Wanted to share it in the community meeting. To potentially get some eyes on it. So anyone interested, happy to chat with you on any questions you may have or anything like that. It's a fairly large PR. Some of it is vendor, but there's quite a few new files and new logic to be able to handle, the more generic interfaces of handling differences between CRD fields and versions and all that kind of stuff. But so, thanks in advance for anybody who takes a look.
Awesome. Thanks, Bryce. I'm not sure if anyone on the team has had a chance to look at it just yet, but let me know if anyone has any comments on this. Okay. Moving on, Praveen, issue template for requesting membership.
I just wanted to let everyone know that I have taken this issue template. This is mostly based on all other CNC projects. I think Carvel and KX have similar templates. So if anyone would like to become a member of the Carvel, feel free to reach out to the sponsors and then discuss for membership. And Bryce, since you have already contributed a lot to CAP, I would really encourage you to become a member and also become a viewer in CAP, so that I think there are a lot of peers thing to come up, so you won't be blocked on some you can review them yourself. If anyone else is contributing, you can contribute them. So I'd be happy to sponsor you to become a member and review CAP.
Yeah, that sounds awesome. I can see about putting in a request over the next couple days or so.
Great. Thank you. Thank you for putting that together. Moving on to Praveen, role change for yourself.
I am requesting to become a reviewer in kapp-controller. I have been reviewing the awesome kapp-controller, but I haven't had had a chance to make a request for a rule change, so I'm requesting that right now. So feel free to give a thumbs up or anything else.
So once. I gotta go to the membership thing.
So the membership one is a issue. Like someone wants to become a member, they can create an issue, and once the sponsors have approved on the issue, we can create a PR or add folks to the based on the issue. For requesting role change, we have a pull request template. So we can create a PR requesting the role change with the template.
Okay, cool. So all that needs to be done is Neil and Joelle would need to +1 this. And then it would be approved. Okay. Cool. I don't see why not, but. Curious about. Oh, you need to update that. Okay, cool. Well, we will, hopefully, I'll make sure Joelle and Neil know to update that. So that brings us to the end of the discussion topics stuff. Anybody else have anything else they wanted to bring up before we part ways? Oh, okay. Doo. All right, I lost y'all for a second. I was like, oh, did I end the meeting? Where'd everybody go? All right, well, thanks everyone for joining today. Some exciting stuff in the works. So looking forward to all the improvements we're making to Carvel and the road ahead. So if you're watching this from home, we'd love to have you join us live and hear your thoughts. And if you saw any of the stuff and you want to add your own comments or help us work on it, let us know. With that, everyone have a great rest of your day, evening, wherever you are. Thank you. See you next time.